This video, I'm going to show you one of the best offenses in college football 26. It is the gun cluster formation out of the Notre Dame offensive playbook. If you guys want to get my full ebook on this, it is in our school community, school.com/Cody Ballard. Just $10 gets you access to all of my offensive and defensive ebooks for both Madden and for college football 26. So if you want to sign up, again, that link is going to be in the description. This playbook has a lot of really cool stuff built within it. It has a ton of quarterback runs. Quarterback runs in this game are super good. So you have all kinds of good quarterback runs in this playbook, but it does also have this gun cluster formation as well as the bunch strong offset. So the beauty of this is you could kind of go between these two formations. It also has this bunch strong wide, tight wide flex, which are some kind of nice mini schemes to mix in. And then you do have, kind of some other little basic stuff like tight open. Tight open is pretty good. Tight open is one of those formations that is just a really nice kind of mix-in type of formation to be able to have access to. So you have that in here, and then you do have this like trips wide slot. The inside zone out of this is pretty cool, pretty good. And then I think was it the trio? Yeah, the trio halfback weak. This has a quarterback power and a quarterback dive. So these are just some fun plays that you can mix in. But anyway, I just want to go through and show you some of the stuff that I like out of the gun cluster formation. The first play that I like and the play that I call the most is mesh post. I love the post route here. One of the reasons why we like this formation is just because of the short posts, the short corners, and some of the routes, as well as the fact that every receiver is considered a slot receiver. That is going to be really helpful for just creating a lot of really, really good route combos this year. And so, anyway, we'll go ahead and get on the field and kind of talk through some things. So, first and foremost, one of my favorite setups out of this play is we're just going to streak the solo wide receiver, and we're going to return route this slot receiver. So it looks like this. We're going to just simply read the high-low read. The other thing about this formation is you do have a stock like speed flat route. This flat route is going to run a little better than normal flat routes, and so you can definitely take full advantage of that as well. And then you have this post. What's nice about this post again is it's kind of a short cutting post. And so what you'll see here is he'll just run a little sharper, run a little bit more horizontal than like a hot route post. So I'll just show you kind of the example here. So if you look at the right side of the screen, this is a mesh post, and then this is the hot route post. So you see how the hot route post runs just slightly deeper, and so it's going to make it easier for switch stick. This is going to do a much better job against switch stick, and then if they have to use with a post, that's going to open up the return route over the middle of the field. The other thing about this play is if they are going to play you in some man-to-man coverage, what you're able to do here is you're able to have this tight end drag, typically get pretty decent separation against man coverage for you this year. And then your return route in this formation, I think does a decent job. And then of course the post. So you have a couple of options if they do decide to go man coverage on you. Here's the return route. You see he just dusts him, and we're able to get pretty nice separation against that man coverage. And then the post route on the right, you'll see here, kind of get that nice sharp cut inside, and he's going to do a really good job as well of just getting good separation. So I like this play. It's kind of one of my favorite plays in the game right now, just a simple high-low read. The next play that this formation has that I think is really good is the play Z-spot and shake. The reason this play is good is because you have a stock corner route, stock short corner route on both sides, and you can kind of build around that. So, for example, one of my setups that I really like to do here is a simple high-low read of a streak, a post on the outside. Typically, I'll stem that post up a couple times, and then I'll have the tight end kind of running underneath. So you have some high-low reads within this. What this is good for is if they start to stop your table route, then this short corner has a pretty good chance of just kind of getting nice separation against cover 3, cover 4 coverages. Let's see if I can show you like a hard flatted cover 3. So you'll see here, Z-spot and shake. And we'll just take a look at this corner route. You see how it just kind of gets a nice spot in that little pocket. And then the other thing about that is that can also act as a pull route for, any kind of like cover 3. So if they do go cover 3, try to get a little bit more time in the pocket here. But basically, you'll have a chance to hit this post right when he cuts in front of the middle third, as you see there for a big play. So that's the beauty of the short corner. Now, what's interesting is this year, I don't know why, I feel like short corners pull outside thirds better than the deeper corner routes. That's just kind of an observation that I've had. So even like speed outs, I feel like they pull a little bit better, but we'll show this to you again. So you'll just see, I mean, you're just going to get a consistent pull on that left side, and then that's going to really open up this little pocket to be able to throw that. Okay. So that is that against like cover three. One of the best defenses in the game, in my opinion, is cover two this year, just because it's hard to get over the top. What's nice about a short corner route is you could run this combination on the right hand side with a slot fade and a streak from your tight end. And typically, what'll happen here is that short corner will actually run over the top as long as you run it to the wide side of the field. Again, short corner routes are just really, really effective in this year's game. Now, if they run like cover four over there on the right side of the field, because we're using a slot fade as a pull route, then what's going to happen here is you're going to get a really clean pull. And as you see, this route just continues to get open for you offensively. So you have a couple of really good things built within this play, a lot of good features. Another thing that I like to do out of here is run the play verticals. This is just such a good play every single year. Obviously, one of the other tips for you is just to make sure you're putting your protection on base every single play. That's just going to make it so that your protection is a little bit better. You don't have to deal with the randomness. And then what I do here is you can just put the running back on a Texas route, and then I'll show you some other kind of cool things you can do around this play. But this is a simple play here, just a simple high-low read in the middle of the field. Really, it's kind of the crosser to the running back is what we're really looking for here. So I'll show you that again, and you'll see this crosser. Crosser gets in a good spot on the field again this year. The thing that's really nice about college football is the hash marks are so spread out. And so because of that, you can attack the short side of the field a lot better from the wide side. So your crossers are a lot more effective, and you'll see a lot better of a clear out from that backside receiver in a compression-based set. So very nice route to be able to attack. This is also one of the plays I really like against man-to-man, because this crosser on the slot receiver, I think, does a pretty good job of being able to attack man coverage, because you see here, he just kind of gets this inside separation, even if he gets pressed, and normally we'll get a pretty nice cut to the inside. The other thing about this play in terms of man coverage is you can actually go ahead and put the tight end on a zig if you know that it's man coverage. And then what you're going to see here is that this zig route, it gets really low within the play. And so it's really good. It's good against both man and zone coverage. Let me show you that zig again here. So you'll see here, kind of gets that nice cut, gets up the outside leverage, and then you see what I mean. So like you have the zig, and it's a nice quick read for you. If they're running a lot of like zone coverage, the zig is really good within that too, because this wheel route kind of pulls the flats out. Crosser pulls the yellow zones back, and then that gets into a nice little kind of spot over on the right-hand side. So really simple play, but again, very, very effective play. Another thing about this is the play mesh. The beauty of mesh is it's going to put that short corner on the outside receiver. So what I like to do with this is I like to slot fade the slot receiver. You can stem him up one if you want to. I like to curl the tight end, and I'm going to stem that all the way up. The reason I like to curl him is because sometimes the streak will run a little weird in this. And then what I like to do with the running back actually is I'll put him on like a post, and watch where the running back gets to late in this play. You're going to see he kind of gets into a really unique spot of the field. And that is great for just attacking kind of an area of the field that doesn't really get attacked. If you want to put him on a Texas or you want to block him, honestly, that's fine. He's kind of an extra on the concept. But really it is a cool little route. Now, the thing that you're really looking for here, though, is you're really looking for your short corner to your fade. So you'll see here's your short corner, and then your slot fade also. So what's cool about the slot fade is we take a big sack there. What's cool about the slot fade is if you stem it up, sometimes this can get over the top of a cover four. So we'll see if we can get that to work for you. And then also you have you'll have the short corner too. But so you see here, see if we can get him over the top. That quarter actually played it better than normal. Guess we can't get him over the top there. Maybe I have to stem it one more time. Let me try stemming up one more time. But normally, if you stem him up like at least once, you have to do it at least once. But I think maybe twice. Let's try twice here. Let's go slot fade, and we're gonna stem him up 1, 2. So twice is super deep. Let's see if we can get this thing to work for you. And that right there is what happens. As you see, the quarter kind of just freezes on the corner, and it gives that slot fade time to get over the top. So you have that within this also. But really, the main thing you have that I think is really, really good against cover 3, cover 4 is you just have the short corner, man. The short corner is so good in this year's game. As I totally accidentally hot routed the wrong guy. You just have this basic short corner that's going to be hard for them to guard. Very simple. And all around, this offense is simple. Is very. It's simply like flooding right, flooding left, flooding right, flooding left, and then also you have this play Z spot that I wanted to break down. I love this play. The reason I like this play is because you have a S post, and this S post is so good in college because it can get to the spot on the field that makes it good, like really, really fast. So what I like to do with this play is I really like to drag the tight end, return route the slot, streak the solo receiver, and then I'm going to block the running back because I want the extra protection. And then I'm going to stem down the post. So you see like that. And we're going to create a high-low in the middle of the field. My first read is pretty much always going to be the seam streak. And then I'm going to look to this tight end underneath. This tight end gets underneath so many zones. You can easily just, throw that for easy yardage. But what makes this play, I think, so good is this S post. Because look where he'll get to here. Let me just set the combo up here. You're going to see that the clear out really gets enough space, and then he gets in this just really unique position on the field where most of the deep zones are not going to really be able to cover him. The other thing about this S post that I really like is I think that this S post can actually do a decent job against man coverage. Again, I do stem it all the way down, but watch, he'll kind of get unbumpable, and then you see how he gets that inside leverage, and you just want to aggressive catch it. So I love that route for just the current game that we play. A lot of people are in cover 2 right now, and if they're in cover 2 with a middle linebacker in a deep blue, this will get underneath of that. So the deep blue will get pulled by the streak, and then you'll be able to throw your post in this kind of unique position on the field. So you see here, see how it just gets into it. Again, like I said, just it's hard for the deep zones to get there, but it's far enough back that the yellow zones can't really get there. And so you kind of force them into the only thing that I know that really can handle this is a stock cover 2. And then the thing about the stock cover 2 is obviously the underneath is wide open. This post, the mid read can kind of handle it if a little bit, I think, but it just depends on how the mid read plays, because a lot of times the mid read will match the streak, and if the mid read matches the streak, then this is going to be wide open. I'll show it one more time here. Z spot. Just a basic Z spot play. And we'll just show you. Take a look at this mid read on the right side. You see he opens up to the trip side, and so this gets wide open underneath of it. As we got a bad animation there. You want to pass lead it kind of down. You want to pass lead it kind of underneath of the deep defenders, of course, which I did not do there. So you'll see here. Kind of right in there, and then you want to aggressive catch it. And see how it just kind of gets into a really soft spot of the defense. So that is the cluster formation. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that you can mix in. For example, this is a really, really good play, clear out FLN. If you want to take the top off of the defense, this is one of the best plays in the game to do just that. You have a slot fade. You have a tight end seam streak. These tight end seam streaks are really, really effective, for bombing coverages and things like that. You have, dig return in here. I didn't even get into this, but you actually have flood too. And I think flood is just one of those must-have plays again this year, especially if you're going to run bunch. Flood is such a good play. There's so many setups you can do out of it. Anyways, if you want to check out the rest of this stuff, make sure that you get into our school community. It's only $10. It gets you access to all of my offensive and defensive ebooks for both Madden and for college football. The link is in the description down below.